Divine Spirit and gracious Creator, we're all here to open ourselves up unconditionally to your divine assistance and continued direction. As well as receiving your healing and guidance, we are fully open and ready to receive and notice signs and blessings. We are truly grateful and thank you. Amen. Please settle your minds and focus on your crown chakra. And when you are ready, open it for Spirit to supply you with its source of energy. As it enters your crown chakra, allow it to rebalance all your chakras, starting with the crown chakra, moving on to the brow chakra, down to the throat chakra, and then on to the heart chakra, working its way down to the solar plexus chakra, further down to the sacral chakra, and down to the root chakra. Allow the spirit energy source to visit all the minor chakras to maximize our potential in this circle. Let the energy settle in your body. And when you are ready, move your focus back to your heart chakra and start linking with all other members of this circle unconditionally. Set your intentions on the tasks we agreed, please, to maximize our ability to make the links to spirit that we need to achieve. We have come together on the earth plane with the purpose of receiving answers to our questions from our spirit guides and advisors that are happy to link with us. I would like to start by introducing members of our circle. My name is Neil, and with me today is Chris, Adrian, Donna, and Sarah. I would like to welcome all members of the Spirit Circle and thank you for believing in us. As we try to lift our energy levels sufficiently to enable you to bridge and make contact through our mediums, we are focusing and offering you the opportunity to link through us. We also have some mediums within our group who are tasked to record any philosophical statements. If there is any guidance or direction of a general nature we need to appreciate, it will be relayed to our circle members after our connection has ended. Please link directly through your choice of medium. Where you feel it worthwhile, please do not hesitate linking through another medium to answer the same question, to support or add to the initial respondent's answers to any one of our questions. Where possible, we would respectfully appreciate confirmation that we have achieved a successful link through either a sense of doing so or even more grateful to hear the spoken word itself. As we try to lift our energy levels in our own circle, and with the help of our own guides and others in spirit, we look forward to making the connection to the spirit circle. When we have achieved that, could you confirm when you are ready for me to put questions to you, please?
I can feel the energy of the circles starting to blend. I must say, Adrian, though, open the heart chakra a little bit more. Let 5 become 1. We're nearly balanced. Amraraknaten. We feel the spirit is close. We do welcome you to this group. Matumbiwe. Follow the light. Rishi. Energy. May God's love flow through you. Thank you. How are you? I'm fine. My name is Kastri. It is nice to come through you again. It has been a while since I have come.
Thank you for coming.
It is my honor. The energy is calmer tonight. I can see you are working hard. But we are happy to help lift the energies.
Okay, good. Thank you. Are you happy to answer some of our questions? Or do we need to wait a bit longer?
No, I'm happy to answer questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
It'd be my pleasure.
Okay. Can I start with one then, please? When babies' souls pass over, do they return to their previous spirit age or development level in spirit, or do they grow up from spirit from the age of passing on the earth plane?
So baby souls. So if they are the first soul, so they go to the first human, which is their first day are still of an age. So if the human body baby's vessel dies very young, the soul is still of an age. So the soul will go back up into the realms, and obviously will age as any other soul that lived before.
Yeah, thank you.
There is always lessons learned before taking on human body. So even though they are, as you would say, a baby, they still have enough knowledge to help get them through their first human life, maybe as short as it may be, or in joyous occasions where you can live to be a ripe old age and learn many of your lessons to come.
Okay, thank you for that. I mean, presumably when they connect with mediums, they often show themselves as children to bring comfort to the parents that lost the child.
Yes, this is true.
Okay.
Because you have to show yourself as a soul to your human parents or siblings, because that's the only way they would know. But souls grow, like when they pass on the memories. So if you, as a child, you pass young, but your parents still live with the sadness and the grief, but you watch over them as they live their life still, you grow. So they might see you as a baby, but you grow older. So if you passed when you was young, but 20 years later, the parents would go to a medium, you would start to show them that you are around, but you are not as they last saw you. You are older.
Okay, thank you. It's a slightly different question. As a natural empath, are there situations when showing compassion has a negative effect on a given in a situation?
Yes, this can be true. Because being compassionate, you open up. So it's like opening a gate. So positive and negative will come in. But obviously, as you're being compassionate, you're being there for a sad or unhappy time for somebody. And you're giving them your strength. As you give your strength, your energy is lower, but then the negativity or the negative energy will come into you. So you just must be careful to keep your batteries charged, as they say, and just be a little bit aware of what's going on. So you've got enough energy to give with the compassion, but not take on too much of the negative energies for yourself, and obviously passing them on yourself as well. Because as when you give all advice, it can have a draining effect on you in certain circumstances.
Okay, leading on from that, how can we eradicate selfishness on the earth plane, and will we ever?
Many lifetimes. There was always going to be selfishness to a point. You have to look after yourselves and be strong for others. There's no such thing as selfless. Everybody needs to be a bit on the selfish side, but not with material things. It's just about, as long as you can make sure you have boundaries, is a good way to have it. Set your boundaries and look after yourself, then you can look after others. But there will be people, as they go through life, that will be very selfish, as you see. And unfortunately, this will get better with time, but it will never go completely away. It is part of human nature. But when you transition and you come back up into the spirit world, there is no selfishness. It's just human conditions.
Is there any way to create a better life balance on the earth plane?
It is all about what you want personally. As you choose your life, you have already seen what is going to happen for the life that you are helping with the human. So you can guide if they allow it. But as the human, to live a more balanced life, it is all about what they want to do. Ideally, everybody would like on Earth an easy life, but then easy would be boring, but then hard is also difficult. And it is very difficult to balance on the individual life because of outside forces within that life. It is trying to look within yourself to see what you can do at that point in your life to help balance it. Is the best way I can describe it.
No, that makes sense to me. Is allowing our ego to drive us to our personal goals ever justified?
Again, with ego in various forms, it is dependent on, when you say justified, because of how every life is different, every experience is different. That also helps create different egos. So with the egos, it is good with living your life to a point, but then you get the larger than life, as you may say, egos that also then become selfish, as you say, as well, which push people, which doesn't really create in the long term any difference, but on Earth it can create a lot of conflict. I hope I have answered that.
Well, you have, but
with your understanding.
Yeah, the trouble is some people do it and they don't care about walking over all others and making their life as unbearable. That surely can't be justified.
No, that is not justified. But unfortunately, it's just how, again, how they're taught and what they learn and what they perceive through their life. It is not, how can I put the word? It is not liked as we see it as guides and spirit, but it is part of human life, and it is when we work through mediums like yourself and spiritual peoples, it is through hope and your teachings and your circles like this that eventually the word will spread.
Yeah.
To help others understand. Like your drop in an ocean or even a puddle, it eventually just one person saying something says something will say to somebody else. Eventually, one by one, it will go through. But there are those hard-headed people that you will never get through to. But when they pass, they will see the truth. When they look over and talk with their guides and their teachers back up in the realms of spirit, to see where they was misled and where that would potentially create another lesson for another life. Whether that may be on the receiving end of what they were the opposite of, or whether be more compassionate for their next life.
So in the case of souls who abused others on the earth plane, do they actually return to the earth plane in a subsequent life to experience the suffering that they actually gave to others?
It is not necessarily a suffering in how you would see it for the soul. Sometimes you would call it karma.
Yeah.
But it is, you would choose to go back into a human life that would then experience maybe the opposite. So the human would see it as karma. But the karma side is when you think it's karma, is coming from the soul thought. So the soul is put into a life to relearn, to teach what was not taught the last time. This would usually happen in a younger, new soul.
Okay.
But as you go back through your lives, those lessons, if not learned after the first or second time, which more the 8 usually are, then move on to a different lesson.
Is it okay to ask you more questions?
It is, yes.
Good.
These questions are a lot harder than the last time, I remember.
So sorry about that. We like to learn from the questions. So, are there any circumstances where angels ever incarnate onto the earth plane to live a life in human vessels? And if so, what's the purpose?
No. The angels have incarnated thousands and thousands of years ago. They do no longer need to incarnate.
Okay. What is the purpose of the angel then?
They are like overseers. They're like healers. They are there as teachers. They come when you need them. They are there to teach. They are so powerful, they can be in numerous places at once. This is why they can't come down onto the earth anymore, because of their energies. And as well, they can't see to help all that need to be helped. If they're experiencing a human life.
Okay, a historical question, if you don't mind. What caused the decline of the historical civilizations on the earth plane, like the Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, Mayans, and Aztecs? And do any of them exist on any other planes or planets?
This is one of those ultimate questions we get asked a lot. Because of how the earth has evolved, humans have evolved. The viruses and diseases, they come and make ill. These civilizations have died out, but
What have we still to learn from the Egyptians and Egyptology? Is there still a lot more to be discovered?
there is so much to be discovered. There are more civilizations that lived on Earth that still have yet to be found. This will be all found in time.
Kudos.
Now, leading on from the Egyptians, were the revered Egyptian gods visitors to Earth, just historical fabrications?
The truth is that gods, as you may call them, did visit. But then the stories around them were made. So in part truth, yes. The gods, as you would call them, visited the earth.
What was their purpose at that time?
To help the earth with also teachings. The earth in those early days, humans were in small numbers. So it was helped. If they were not helped, you would be as your apes, your fish, your birds. If you see what has changed in those over the times that humans have been on the planet, what has evolved and what has not, do you understand?
Okay. we've described them as gods, but they're visitors. But did they originate from the dog star Sirius, or is that just a rumor?
Many places, many parts of the solar systems.
I mean, did they wear animal masks, or were they actually intelligent animal beings that walked upright?
There would not be usual Earth animals, but may have had a similar portrayal. And then as the humans would describe or drawings to be more representative to others, would show them as an earth animal, but not as they actually were.
But I suppose what I'm saying is that a disguise, what we've seen in the hieroglyphs, or did they actually look how they've been depicted, look like that?
It should be as a disguise.
Okay, thank you. A slightly different question, quite a deep one. Is using nuclear energy a means to an end?
How do you mean by a means to an end?
Well, like everything, if it's used in a positive fashion, it's an effective way of creating power to help humans on the earth plane. I don't mean as a weapon.
It was initially put to the idea, the thought, to accelerate numerous things, not weaponry, but energy. But other ideas and thoughts were passed that unfortunately have been hidden, but will become unhidden in time. And the power of those that use nuclear will be no longer. Energy should always have been free, as it is all around.
Yeah. So are you inferring we will discover a way to harness that energy on the earth plane, a natural energy?
All I will say is rediscover.
Okay.
It has already been discovered, but as I say, those with power are hiding what was once found.
Okay. I understand. I understand where you're coming from there. Slightly different question. Is there a hidden chamber located in the Sphinx, the Egyptian Sphinx at Giza, which contains a significant piece of knowledge or an item that could benefit mankind? There's always been that rumor.
That is something that I can't answer.
Okay.
But will be found in time.
Yep.
We'll get your answer.
Thank you for your honesty. Again, slightly different question. Is the Yeti, or Bigfoot as it is also known, a human or animal species? And why does it choose to hide away?
It is a spiritual creature.
Okay.
And showing itself from time to time, it hopes that one day could have contact with the rest of the planet. But at the moment, humans are not ready. To accept this wonderful spirit animal creature.
Okay, thank you. What is its purpose on being here then?
It is an overseer in its own right. It looks after the animals where it is hidden in the wild, as you would say.
Okay, thank you.
To help balance.
Is it okay to carry on?
Yes.
Thank
We
you.
are fine at the moment.
Okay, I don't want to sort of cause any problems with your energy levels. Is the pineal gland in the human vessel the soul's third eye?
Yes, there have been many writings on this. And the truth is, as the writings have described, it is all helped with the connections.
Right, thank you. Now, again, another point of wonder. Is the Bermuda Triangle an actual portal?
It is not a portal, as you would say, but I cannot tell you exactly what it is.
Okay.
There are a few of them on Earth in certain areas. But it is all to do with energy. But it's not a gateway.
Okay. So when people, machines like ships and airplanes disappear, what actually happens to them?
I have been asked that we'd leave this question open
Okay,
for another time.
that's fine. Thank you. I respect that. Okay. Another varied question. Is using tarot cards purely a form of entertainment, or does it have a distinct purpose?
So you sometimes would call it entertainment, but it is another tool.
Okay.
As mediums use different, some just connect, others use tarot cards, others use items of clothing or something that somebody's touched, or belongings. It's just their way of tapping in, connecting, making the link. But it helps spirit, the divine spirit, link with others where it finds them, to allow them to join and experience what you do. But if they can't do it, it is like a teaching. They look at tarot, and it is that their way of liking or loving or linking with spirit. It's another way of getting and awakening people.
Yeah.
They might see the tarot in a way or tea leaf reading, or some of the older ways of paper, touching hands. Just connections, just trying to awaken people. But all will get there eventually.
I suppose it's true that that's what they're actually achieving, because there's more and more people showing interest in spiritual subjects.
Is what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Get people to be in touch with themselves and the earth and others, and to love.
What is the purpose of music, songs, and entertainment? And are they not a distraction from reality?
If you listen very carefully to a lot of songs, there will always be an underlying way of love. Even in some songs, to some people, we'd call rubbish, racket, noise.
Yeah.
To others, you might think that is, what do they see in it? But it is eventually a love that they are looking for in all sorts of music. Spirit always works with songwriters in all shapes and forms.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you. How would you describe what pure energy feels like?
This can't be described. Not until you would only how can I put it? It's love. It's tingling. It is so hard to describe for the human body to or brain to accept.
Yeah.
It's peacefulness. It's enjoyment. It's, I suppose, when you're at your most happiest as a human, really happy, but times that by 100, 1,000 even. It's undescribable. You'll eventually feel this, but not for a time. Our energies are now starting to lower.
Okay,
So
thank you.
we'll have to leave you. Thank you for letting me join you again.
We're so grateful that you came. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless to each and every one of you.
Hopefully we'll see you again sometime.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Time for us now to finish today's question and answer session. We would like to thank Spirit for being here to guide us and working directly with us. That includes our personal guides for their ongoing support and the additional advisors that have joined us here today to give us the benefit of their wisdom. Thank you for your continued support, which we all fully appreciate and value, and we look forward to linking up again with you next time. Before we close the link, we hope you don't mind us spending 5 minutes of our time exploring our personal direct links with Spirit and having an individual experience suited to our own development needs. Five minutes until I call you back into the room, everyone. Time now to be focused on your crown chakras, please. And as and when you have, close it down to rate your link with Spirit. Move any residual energy you don't need down from your crown chakra to your brow chakra, onto your throat chakra, and to your heart chakra. Further down to your solar plexus chakra and onto your sacral chakra, and then to your root chakra. Allow any surplus energy to move down through your legs and body to your feet, and ground yourself on Mother Earth, please. When you are sufficiently grounded and in your own time, gently and slowly bring your attention back into the room.